Welcome to this episode of Trench Study. In this video, I'll be breaking down Olu Fashanu's NFL debut. Olu played a total of 14 snaps after the starting right tackle Moses Brown went down in the fourth quarter with an MCL sprain. I'm going to be breaking down every snap the former Penn State star and 11th overall pick played against the Patriots now. The first rep I'm going to show is from before the right tackle Moses Brown went down with an injury, and you're going to see Olu Fashanu here as an extra offensive lineman. So they have 6 offensive linemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's basically in as a tight end. And he's going to be up against the linebacker here. The linebacker is actually going to make this block pretty easy for him. He's going to just come right up into the hole and allow Olu to get a down block and just drive him into the end zone. I like to see him with the leg drive and finish his rep. In college, sometimes I feel like he could have looked to finish more, so I like to see that on the very first play in the NFL. This next rep is going to be pretty simple. He's just tasked with sealing off Keion White on the backside. Now, it's a small thing, and it was something that I felt like he could very easily fix. But sometimes in college, he'd just stop here, and he would just be content with that. But I like to see him really work around and really seal him off this time. And here we have him working with Vera Tucker. Vera Tucker had a great start to his career, but he struggled to stay healthy a little bit recently. And you're going to see Vera Tucker, he's going to hand check the defensive lineman here. So he's going to pop him with a hand and allow Olu to get around him, seal him off to the inside. Very clean rep. What I liked about this rep the most was explosiveness off the ball. You see him already getting some good movement there, and it allows him to get that leverage that he needs. And there you go. Seal him off. And then this is a pretty simple rep. He's just going to pick up the DT. Not too much to really break down, but I like to see that he doesn't hesitate once the edge rusher drops in coverage. Knows what his assignment is. Now we're going to have Olu Fashanu versus Keion White. And Keion White's going to hit him with a really nasty move here. He's able to free himself up. So White's going to come across with a swipe here. He's going to swipe Olu's arms. So swipes the arms away. And then when Olu comes to recover, you'd think he'd probably go for a rip here. But when Olu comes to recover, he's going to spin around. So one more time. Come across with a swipe. When Olu recovers, he's going to spin out. And he crosses both of them up really. If there is a positive to take from this rep, I'd say it's the balance at the end. Now we're going to look at a rep. He's going to have a combo block with Vera Tucker. Going to be able to pick up like 4 or 5 yards. So it looks to me like they're trying to run a combo block up to the linebacker. So Olu's going to get into the defensive tackle and work up to the linebacker while Vera Tucker comes and takes over on this guy. And they're going to try to seal him. It doesn't quite work out that way, which is why it was a little confusing, but I'm going to play it. So he gets into the defensive tackle. He doesn't really get any vertical displacement, so they're not able to hand it off, which is why I think Vera Tucker sees that and is just going to drive him out, create the gap for a cutback, which he does. So as I mentioned, when he comes off, he's not really going to pop the defensive tackle back. So the defensive tackle is able to stick on Olu, and Vera Tucker doesn't have much of a way to take over from that. So he's just going to try to drive both of them out of the play and create the cutback. So they're able to create some displacement and open up a run lane. And then you have very good run blocks on the backside, which allow them to get a 5 or so yard gain. Here we have Olu dealing with a stunt. Pretty clean handoff between the two. It's a pretty simple rep, but I just watched my Bears offensive line get destroyed by stunts last week. So these are the type of plays you need. So one more time, Vera does a good job handing it off, gets hands on him, he's able to pass him over. Olu doesn't have to do much. On this play, you're going to see a different set from Olu. Not too much to take away from it, but there is a different set. He knows the edge rusher sees the tight ends and is probably expecting a chip, so he's going to try to get on the edge rusher quick, which he does with the jump set. So he jumps into him. You see the edge rusher tries to address the chip, but there is no chip. And he's just able to pretty much just stuff him. It's a pretty heads-up play for a rookie, knowing what's around him and what the edge rusher will most likely do. And you see he's just able to shut that down. And this is a great rep from Elijah Vera Tucker too. Able to seal both guys. So we're going to have Olu Fashanu and Elijah Vera Tucker trying to seal off the defensive tackle and the linebacker. So Vera Tucker's going to get into him, try to pop him over to Olu, and then Olu will take over and try to cut him off here. And while that's happening, Elijah Vera Tucker is going to be working up to the linebacker and trying to cut him off here. So I think this is a scoop block. Now let's play it. So you see Vera Tucker get into him and do a great job of popping him off, which allows Olu to work around, which he does, seals him off, and then Tucker starts climbing up to the second level, able to get a seal on him. Great rep from the two. Here we have Olu trying a drive block. So with a drive block, he's trying to get into the edge rusher and drive him out of the play, seal him off. It's a little different from the one I showed earlier. The one earlier, he doesn't have to drive him as much, just seal. This time he has to try to drive him out. And he's able to somewhat do it. He's able to get him, kick him a little bit, but he doesn't really drive him out of the play. He kind of gets stuffed up. He's really high with his pad level. Now I think on this one, they're trying a scoop block between the tackle and the tight end. Doesn't quite work. So it looks like this time Olu's going to be the first one to hit and make contact and try to push him off to the tight end. He's going to be coming over and trying to take over this guy. And then Olu will be working up to the safety here and trying to seal him off. But as you'll see, the tight end's very late off the ball, so he's not able to get to the handoff. Olu does a great job exploding off the line, gets into him, and the tight end's just too late. He's not there. So Olu's going to try to work up to the safety, but it's just too late. But he does show some pretty good potential here in the run game. And that was one of the concerns a lot of people had on him coming out of the draft. And here we have Olu working combo. So Olu's going to come off, hand check the defensive tackle, and work up to the linebacker, try to drive him out and seal him here. And the tight end's going to be trying to overtake here, sealing him off a run lane here. So Olu does his job here. He maybe could have done more with the hand check. So there's that. He stops his momentum a bit and allows the tight end to get some good leverage. And then work up top, get into the linebacker, start to drive him out. So very good rep from Olu on the second level especially. But as you'll see, the tight end kind of gets overran here. And he fills the whole lane. Makes a tackle. Not too much to break down on this one. It's a blocking play on a screen. Kind of gets his hand swiped. But still, just a really quick rep, so there's not too much to break down. For the last rep, he's going to be working against Keon White, who's an ascending star for the Patriots. And it's a pass blocking rep. White gets some pressure. So we're going to see Keon White go for a club here. And when Olu goes to strike with his hands, you're going to see him club his shoulder and be able to push him out and then work back inside with a rip, I believe. Yep, he rips back inside and almost gets a hit on Rodgers. So one more time. There's a club and the rip. Thank you for watching this episode of Trench Study. Let me know in the comments how you think Olu did in his NFL debut. With Morgan Moses out with the MCL sprain, we should see a lot of Olu over the next few weeks. And if you like this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and leave a like so I know you want more. And as always, peace.